Are we placing our trust in Neuralink too soon? The first patient to use the chip cried out of fear after an incident where some threads retracted from the brain tissue. Even more frightening, Elon Musk and the company have hidden a terrifying secret behind this incident, which has been revealed by an internal source. This incident directly impacts the Blindsight product intended to restore vision, and it appears to have been immediately delayed. With so much happening at Neuralink, is Neuralink losing our trust? Many rumors are spreading in the media that Neuralink has temporarily stopped operations due to the incident with the first patient, but this information is inaccurate. Neuralink is still operating normally and is even recruiting the next patient for the Blindsight product, which aims to restore vision even in those who are congenitally blind, Elon Musk has confirmed. Before the incident that caused the electrode threads to detach from the brain, Neuralink frightened the first patient, Noland Arbaugh, who cried. But why was Noland so afraid? First, let us recount the incident that occurred. Noland Arbaugh underwent a smooth surgery in January 2024 with the first project telepathy. In the first few weeks after the surgery, he recovered well, showing promising signs of being able to control a computer mouse just by thinking. However, things took a turn for the worse in early March due to some technological issues, which nearly led the company to remove the device from Noland Arbaugh's brain. As we mentioned, some of the 64 threads of the N1 implant chip had retracted. As you can see on the daily peak BCI performance chart published by Neuralink, the columns represent the standard measure of Noland Arbaugh's speed and accuracy in controlling the cursor, measured in bits per second or BPS. The higher the BPS, the better the cursor control. Yeah, it's easy to see that BPS started to show a significant decline from late February to mid-March. This coincides with a period when both Elon Musk and Neuralink did not share any updates about the first patient, suggesting that the company was likely focused on resolving this unexpected issue. It wasn't until March 20th that Neuralink announced a live stream on X to update the progress and reveal the identity of the first patient. And of course, the company concealed the earlier incident. Instead, the live stream focused on Noland Arbaugh being able to play chess just by thinking. On the surface, this seemed like a major breakthrough, leading many to believe that the first human implant was a resounding success. But something seemed illogical. Neuralink seemed to have attempted to cover up the incident by highlighting Noland's ability to play chess just by thinking. However, reviewing the chart shows that Noland Arbaugh's BPS remained unstable until early April. This means that during the time Neuralink announced the live stream and his new abilities, the company had not yet fully resolved the risk of electrode thread retraction. Perhaps this is why Noland shared, "It's not perfect. I would say we've run into some issues." With this incident, Noland Arbaugh was frightened to the point of tears. He said he was very emotional because he feared losing the improvements the device had brought to his life. Arbaugh added, "It was very, very hard to give up all the amazing things that I was able to do. I think I had cried afterwards." He also told Bloomberg that he freaked out a little bit when he began noticing the lag between his thoughts and the computer cursor. What causes this problem in Neuralink? According to the Wall Street Journal, the reason behind this incident cannot be overlooked. It's believed that the threads were retracted due to pneumocephalus, a condition where air becomes trapped inside Arbaugh's skull following his implant surgery, causing some threads to disconnect. Meanwhile, many are alarmed because similar incidents with Utah array chip implants have occurred in the BCI field before, posing life-threatening risks. Although Neuralink managed to mitigate this risk soon after, even improving Noland's BPS speed to a record 8.0 BPS and currently aiming to surpass approximately 10 BPS, we believe this solution may not entirely be foolproof. The risk could recur in future patients. 3 sources, including current and former Neuralink employees, told Reuters that the issue of the small electrodes detaching from the brain tissue, causing the device to not work normally, had been considered by Neuralink for years, even during animal trials. Neuralink has not been able to find a way to permanently prevent this problem for many years now since animal research. The evidence is that it still takes the company 1 month to bring the BPS speed to a stable level. So is Noland's health threatened after this incident? It needs to be said that the human body, especially the brain, is a complete and superior structure compared to any computer humans have ever invented. However, alongside this, the brain's the most delicate part of the human body, accompanied by the most difficult to treat risk if injured. With Neuralink, inserting electrodes into brain tissue is indeed a challenging procedure, considering factors such as precise implantation locations, minimizing the risk of damage, and most importantly, preventing the body's natural rejection mechanism upon detecting foreign objects. As we stated, Neuralink is safer than any other BCI technology in the world because there have been no studies or reports proving it triggers the body's rejection response leading to brain infections. In this incident, at least as of now, Neuralink has demonstrated its safety by not causing any health issues for Noland Arbaugh. The only setback was a decrease in recorded signals, which made the patient less effective in using the chip. Neuralink has modified the recording algorithm to be more sensitive to neural population signals, improved the techniques to translate these signals into cursor movements, and enhanced the user interface. However, this incident has understandably caused Noland Arbaugh some mental distress, along with the apprehension from Neuralink supporters. On the other hand, no adverse health effects post-incident don't imply that the incident should have been allowed to continue. We can't guarantee or predict how dire the situation could become if not just a few but all 64 threads were damaged, leading to the loss of 1,024 electrodes. What's even more concerning is that in the event of a more severe incident, the likelihood of chip rejection would be even higher than ever. Why shouldn't Elon Musk be too subjective with this tiny incident? In previous submissions to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, for permission to implant brain chips in humans, Neuralink did mention in detail that through animal trials, electrodes could retract due to the brain's natural immune response, thus eliminating sensitive electrodes decoding brain signals. However, the company asserted that this was a sufficiently low risk in the implantation process and that the chip system does not need redesigning. Last year, Neuralink was indeed approved by the FDA to implant chips into human brains. According to a source, the FDA also recognized potential issues after Neuralink reported the results of animal trials. Prior to that, the FDA had expressed concerns about clarity, effectiveness, and transparency, leading to several rejections of Neuralink's applications for permission to implant brain chips in humans. Regarding the issue of the N1 chip threads retracting in Noland Arbaugh's brain, the FDA has yet to comment on the incident. FDA representatives have declined to address issues related to the company's brain chips, but the agency stated that it will continue to monitor the safety of patients participating in Neuralink studies. According to some experts, Neuralink's decision not to redesign the brain chip system could pose challenges if more electrodes detach. The company has stated it will address the issue through software adjustments, but scientists assess the algorithm adjustments may not be sufficient. Redesigning the chip also carries other risks. Two sources indicate that repeated invasions into the brain could lead to serious brain tissue damage if threads slip out or pose serious health risks if the device is removed from the brain. Previously, when Neuralink's brain chip encountered issues, some experts believed it was predictable. The connecting threads are often on the surface of the brain tissue, so complications are quite common, said Eric Ludhard, a neurosurgeon at Washington University, speaking to Bloomberg. One factor that engineers haven't really focused on is the brain's mobility within the skull. Just nodding or sudden movements can cause disturbances of a few millimeters. It's difficult to imagine a potential threat to Noland's health if risks materialize. Now, Elon Musk and Neuralink are likely facing significant scrutiny and pressure to address the situation comprehensively. All issues should be resolved thoroughly before human implantation begins, making this a significant lesson for both the company and Elon Musk. While we appreciate Neuralink's potential and the efforts of its medical team, the failure to disclose risks early on is a major oversight leading to the lack of transparency. Why Neuralink may have struggled with Blindsight. It seems like we were on the brink of witnessing another groundbreaking success from Neuralink when Elon Musk confidently stated that their new product could restore vision for the blind, even those who are congenitally blind. However, it appears that some information indicates that Neuralink's new product Blindsight has been put on hold. This hypothesis arises because Elon Musk's latest tweet suggests that Neuralink is seeking a second participant for brain chip implant testing, but this time for telepathy instead of Blindsight as previously announced. Earlier on March 20th, alongside the announcement of a live stream sharing information about the first patient, Blindsight was also unveiled, shocking the entire industry with the company's rapid progress. Specifically, in November 2023, Elon Musk shared that Neuralink was researching a vision chip, but it would take several more years to be ready. At that time, the company was focusing on obtaining FDA regulatory approval for the first human trials. And just 4 months later, Blindsight was officially announced. According to what Musk once said about Blindsight, the first two applications we're going to aim for in humans are restoring vision. And I think this is notable that even if someone has never had vision ever, like they were born blind, we believe we can still restore vision. The visual part of the cortex is still there. Even if they've never seen before, we're confident they could see, Musk said during a Neuralink show and tell in 2022. Restoring vision for those congenitally blind is indeed a groundbreaking feat. But it comes with numerous challenges because, as we see it, the success rate is much lower than controlling a computer mouse with a computer. In the case of Neuralink's Blindsight implant, it will also differ from telepathy because the 64-thread intrusion area of the N1 chip will be focused on the rear part of the brain called the visual cortex, where vision processing happens. The visual cortex is responsible for observing and processing raw image data sent from the outside world through the eyes. Therefore, injuries or diseases affecting the visual cortex can lead to visual disorders of varying degrees or even blindness. Musk also mentioned some initial developments for patients using Blindsight, stating that, "I should mention that the Blindsight implant is already working in monkeys. Resolution will be low at first, like early Nintendo graphics, but ultimately may exceed normal human vision. Also, no monkey has died or been seriously injured by a Neuralink device." While Blindsight may still be conducted this year, it's at least delayed for some undisclosed reason by Musk, possibly due to the unexpected results from primate testing or similar issues to what happened with Noland and the Blindsight chip. The only thing that we can speculate about Blindsight's operation is that the company will either transmit images from an external camera into the brain or stimulate the activity of dead visual nerve cells. These are the only two methods we can think of right now. How do you think Neuralink will restore vision? Now, Neuralink is seeking more individuals like Arbaugh to test their brain chips. While it's unclear what happened, it's not necessarily essential and not too much of an issue for Neuralink to rush the release of Blindsight. The company should continue researching and testing it longer to achieve the best, safest, and most refined results, even with the smallest mishaps. The minor setback with Noland Arbaugh has been addressed, and we can't deny the successes Neuralink brought him. He can play chess, Civilization, Mario Kart, or any other related activity. 7 days a week, Noland participates in research sessions for up to 8 hours each day. However, on Saturdays and Sundays, personal use and entertainment may exceed 10 hours a day. Recently, he has used the device for a total of 69 hours in a week, with 35 hours for structured learning sessions and an additional 34 hours for personal use. Despite receiving high response and appreciation after the success in the first patient, people are still hotly discussing this incident of Neuralink. Some people wonder that the arms and legs also have nerves. Why don't we test connecting the computer to the limbs first? Maybe every time the chip malfunctions, we gotta open the skull. Answering this question is quite simple. We all know the brain's the control center of the nervous system, where all sensory information and motor commands are processed and sent. When implanted in the real brain, Neuralink can directly access nerve signals at the source, allowing it to read and send information more accurately and quickly. If implanted in an arm or leg, nerve signals must be transmitted from the brain to the limbs and then read. This can lead to signal loss or distortion, making accurate and efficient processing difficult. Others still maintain the basic view that metal integration with the human body remains difficult. Probably need to find a more durable conductor. In fact, the N1 chip has reduced the amount of metal in size as much as possible. Compared to many other BCI methods, Elon Musk's company is leading in device safety. The materials used for the N1 chip include a biocompatible enclosure that ensures it can withstand the harsh physiological conditions within the human body. Like we said above, the device features 64 ultra-thin flexible threads, each with multiple electrodes allowing for 1,024 channels to record and stimulate neural activity. These threads are made from polyamide, a biocompatible polymer, and are embedded with conductive elements like gold or platinum. The chip itself is about the size of a US quarter, which makes it approximately 24 millimeters in diameter and a few millimeters thick. It's intended to be implanted in the skull, sitting flush with the surrounding bone and covered by the skin, making it cosmetically invincible. Finally, this is mostly what people are discussing about Neuralink. They believe that the technology has a lot of potential but faces stability issues, so it'll be a long time before it can be applied to a large number of patients. We fully agree with this sentiment. Neuralink and Elon Musk need to focus on resolving all issues with their product and not be complacent about any minor risks. Everything related to human health is precious and not as straightforward as issues at Tesla or SpaceX. The incident with Neuralink's first patient has raised many doubts about the safety and effectiveness of this technology. The company's lack of transparency and information concealment only adds to public distrust. However, we believe people shouldn't rush to condemn Neuralink. They have achieved certain successes in helping Noland Arbaugh restore function, and the future potential of this technology is immense. The key issue is that Neuralink needs to take immediate action to regain public trust. They need to be more transparent about potential risks, more open in sharing information, and more diligent in ensuring user safety. Neuralink stands at a crossroads. They can choose to continue to cover up and evade issues, or they can face reality and make the necessary changes to regain public trust. The future of Neuralink holds much promise, but the road ahead is still filled with obstacles. Can they overcome these challenges and regain public trust? Only time will tell. Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. That is the goal, Musk wrote on X. Finally, Neuralink's ambition is to use implantable devices to connect the human brain to computers to assist people, such as enabling paralyzed individuals to control smartphones or computers, or helping blind people regain vision. Similar to existing brain-machine interfaces, the company's implantable device will collect electrical signals sent by the brain and interpret them into actions. Consumers won't have widespread access to this technology soon. Before Neuralink's brain implant devices are released to a larger market, they'll need to undergo rigorous risk control under FDA regulatory approval. What are your thoughts on the Neuralink incident and the lack of transparency in delaying the disclosure of risks associated with the retraction of the N1 chip threads? Please share your views in the comments below. We value your thoughts. And with that, we hope you'll have the most relaxing feeling after watching this video. If you did, please hit the like button and join the Tesla Car World family by subscribing to our channel. And don't miss out on any of our awesome videos by hitting the bell icon. We value your feedback and your time. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Until then, stay safe and have fun.